Hi friends. I'm just wanting and feeling moved to come in and visit with you a little bit about our physical experience these days. It's been tough. It's been really tough with, 2020 and how we're navigating this world, what our bodies are trying to adjust to and integrate and support us, right? Our bodies are what supports our ideas and our actions and our dreams and all of that stuff. And our bodies have taken their toll. I know that's a general statement, but I think that on several different levels, I think everybody's feeling it. Whether it's getting sick, from the coronavirus or anything else, or being isolated and not being able to walk up the stairs to your third story office every day, or park in the parking lot, or go see people at the gym. Also, I think our bodies too are trying to integrate. I think they're recalibrating along in trying to adjust to keep up with where we're going on our spiritual paths, on our mental and our emotional paths. Because I think for the most part, most of us are growing and expanding, and we're becoming more illuminated and awake and all of that. And as we kind of are on this fast path, it's like, how is our body, what is our body needing to do to keep up with this? To keep up with all these things that we want to do. And I get that some of this too is probably stagnant energy that we're feeling in our bodies, like things aren't moving forward like we want to. So I want to remind you, for those of you who have had your Chinese astrology chart done by me, or one of my grads or another practitioner, I want you to bring that out, because maybe it's been a while since you've looked at it, or maybe it's about bringing it out and looking at it this way. And if you haven't, reach out to me and we'll figure something out. Or anybody, reach out to any of the grads or anything about that. So what I want you to do is, you can pause this video now and run and grab your chart if you need to. But I want you to go to the day pillar. Remember, there's the 4 pillars of your Chinese astrology birth time expression. There's the first pillar on the far left, which is the hour. Then there's the day pillar, the month, and then the year. So I want you to go look at the day pillar. And so this is what I think is so cool. And this was taught to me a long time ago, 25 years ago, 24 years ago, that, we're these enlightened light beings, right, that come into this physical experience and expression, dispensation on this planet. And it's our physicality, right? It's our 5 senses that we get to use to navigate. And life is meant to be simple. And it's the mind and the ego that starts really making it more confusing and more complex than it needs to be. So we have our bodies that are such good indicators of where we're at, right? So yes, I would love for you, let's do this right now together maybe. Let's put your feet, uncross your legs, maybe your legs or your ankles are crossed, put them flat on the ground. And I want you to just feel, as I'm talking here, I just want you to feel connected. Make sure your heels are touching, the balls of your feet, your toes if you can. If you can get all those touching, because even if it's like your office chair mat or the carpet, it's all connected, right? We're connected to the ground. We're not floating on a boat. Maybe some of you are floating in a boat right now or in an airplane. But I want you to feel that sense of groundedness. And as I'm talking and sharing some insights with you, I want you to kind of connect in with your body. Because we kind of like to disconnect. It's like, oh, I've got a headache, and we want to quick give it some ibuprofen or drink some caffeine and get on our way. When it might be telling us something, right? It might be saying, what you ate last night before you went to bed, probably not a good idea. Or you're overthinking this. We don't listen to our bodies. We just kind of want to, for the most part, kind of shut the pain down so we can get on with our busy lives. So do what you can about connecting in your body in a way that you're very sensitive to it and listening to it and maybe even talking to it. And it can be out loud. We're all crazy. We all do it. So say, it's like, I want to know that if I'm eating something I'm not supposed to be eating, because your body's going to tell you, right? You're going to break out. That bad lower back is going to get inflamed and that's going to hurt, or you're going to get a headache, or you're going to have a tough time in the bathroom the next day, whatever it might be. So I'm asking us right here together to tune in with our bodies and see what it needs from us. Because, in past posts and sharings here, I've asked us to connect in with our homes, right? Stand in the center of your home and what is it that you need from me? This is our home too, right? This physical structure, this composite of molecules and atoms is what's housing our soul and our spirit and our heart. So let's connect in with our bodies and ask what it needs. And one way that you can find out and really tap in, instead of I don't know, this kind of accelerates your ability to tap in. And that is to look at your day pillar. Because the day you were born represents your physical presence, your physical health, your energy, right? It's how you get through an event or the day or the week, right? So this is your physical expression. Now, remember, we've got 12 zodiac animals. So I want you to look at your animal that's sitting in this pillar and see, well, what is that animal? I want you to be a little intuitive right now. What does that animal need for itself? If maybe you've seen that animal on TV, or maybe you've seen it at a petting zoo or a farm, or maybe you've had that animal. What does this animal need to keep his body healthy? And so it can live to its maximum lifespan. So I want to just touch on those briefly. Okay, so we're going to go through the whole Chinese zodiac. The first animal is the rat. Okay, he's not really a physical creature. He's known more for his mental capacity. So, however, the mental stuff that goes on in the rat's head will manifest physically, right? In stress. It gets stressed out because it's overthinking. So, what you can do for your physical energy in your physical body is to find a way that's healthy, that you can move that stress from here and through your body and even out through your sweat. Exhaust yourself. Exhaust yourself of the stress. Think of like a hamster. What do you do when you've got a hamster or a gerbil? You put that wheel in there, right? Get on a treadmill. Do something that's repetitive where you get in a zone. You don't have to think. You don't have to think about the traffic or think about what's the next move I have to do here. Do something that quiets the mind and just is physical so that you can expel some of that excess stress. Because the things that are showing up physical in our bodies aren't always they're not just a physical reaction to something physical. More often than not, they manifest because of a mental or emotional state that we're in and that we're holding. So think about ways that you can quiet your mind and be physically active in short bursts. We're not saying you need to run a marathon, because that might be a bit much for a rat in this pillar. But think of something, maybe you walk and then, every 2 minutes you sprint for a minute and then you walk. Think about something like that. Put on some earbuds, a podcast, some music, so you quiet the mind and get more into the physical. The next animal is the ox. The ox is more of a slower paced animal. And we're in an ox year, so not much is really going to change that. However, for you, it's going to be maybe even eating more of a herbivore diet, because that's what oxen eat. They're not eating steak for dinner. They're eating grass and in the plants that are fed to them. So maybe to help with digestion and inflammation, an ox has a tendency to hold weight and carry weight, and it could be metaphorical weight in their bones. their knees. So think about cutting out sugars and the carbs to reduce the inflammation and give your bones and your muscles and your joints a break. That would be something very beneficial for you. Now, these tips I'm saying are across the board for the rest of your life. This isn't gear specific. Next animal is the tiger. The tiger is all about finding a balance. So know your cycle. Some tigers work their butts off for 6 months and then they need a 3-week vacation. Some tigers work their butt off all week and it's like, don't bother me, it's Saturday, I don't want to do anything. Some tigers work all day and then they just, conk out at the end of the day. So learn what your cycle is. Track it for a couple weeks or a couple months and see what that is. What it's doing is it's your way of creating a balance for yourself. It's like work, and then recover. So if you don't like the pattern, the cycle that you're in, learn how to manage it better. Give yourself the work that you need to feel productive and go for, but then allow yourself that downtime. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's like, no, this is my recovery time. That's what tiger needs. After he's been on the hunt all day and he's gorged himself on that kill, his body's going to need to recover. That's the way it is for tiger in that day pillar. The next animal is the rabbit. The rabbit is also similar to the rat energy, a little bit nervous, a little bit cautious. So find a friend. Find a friend that you trust, that you can engage in an activity so that it's fun, so that you're not feeling like you're by yourself. And a friend is an accountability partner. Find somebody who's good at that. Or you take turns, I'll come pick you up, you come pick me up. Somebody that you're accountable to, that you're going to go walk with, or, do gym, or even jump on a Zoom and do it through Zoom together. But anytime a rabbit can feel like they're being engaged physically, and rabbit's capable of high physical energy, do it with a friend. It'll be much more fun. The next animal is the dragon. The dragon here in this day pillar, the dragon burns the candle at both ends. And so he needs to find a balance similar to tiger energy. The dragon, sometimes it's like, you don't realize the day's almost over and you haven't even eaten yet. So make sure that you're creating some sort of what am I thinking for? Because the dragon just wants to go. And even if you have to set a notification or a reminder, it's like, oh, I need to, I really should at least grab a yogurt or a smoothie or something in the middle to kind of get me to slow down and take a break. And you'll probably be eating at your desk while you're working or whatever. But one of the greatest things the things that gifts the dragon is because the dragon is kind of living in two worlds. It's living on the other side of the veil and it's trying to exist here on Earth. So any kind of activity, physical activity that you can do that bridges that or brings both worlds together. The best kind of stuff for that is moving meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, Qigong, Pilates, anything where your mind moves into that Zen state. Because you don't have to think, right? The teacher's going to tell you what pose to move into next. Or you're going to have these movements that that just automatically flow. But then the body is slow. I'm not saying a fast because you're already doing that. So bridging the mental body in what's going on out here with the physical body, bringing them together in one activity is so mind-blowingly beautiful for dragon energy in the day pillar. The next animal is the snake. The snake, I want you to be aware and in tune that you are super sensitive to your environment. And if it's not right, you're not going to feel right. So what you may need to do, because the snake isn't an overly physical activity, but there may be some physical changes that you need to make in your environment so that you're sleeping better, so that you're staying focused when you need to work. Make sure you're facing one of your, or sitting or sleeping in one of your top 4 directions, your Mingua. And if you've had a chart by me or my grads, you know what that is. So maybe look around your environment. Is there some clutter that needs to be picked up? Do you need to get a new office chair? Do you need different lighting? Do you need to crack the window, when you're sleeping at night? The temperature, the mood, the lighting, the smells, everything is very important to the snake health. So too much of that, too much input can be stressful. So limit that. It's okay. I don't, I've seen people, work in these offices with the fluorescent lighting above. Bring in a desk lamp or a floor lamp in the corner and shut those lights off if that pulsing is too much for you. So for you, it's about your physical environment, because then your energy will kind of blend with it, and then you can go on about your business. The next animal is the horse. The horse is all about their physical presence, right? Their strength, their size, their speed, their endurance. So it's about being physical, making sure that you are getting yourself out and being physical. The horse does not like being locked up in a house or an office or a cubicle or a space for long periods of time. So, walk to, if it's your lunch break, walk to someone where you can eat for lunch, or walk around the building, or take the stairs, park way out in the parking lot. Be physical. You need your space. And even, walking and working out in a gym is different than walking outside. That horse energy, think of a horse, they're out in the open and they can go anywhere they want. That's, hiking, that kind of stuff. And I know we're getting there, but this is a lifetime thing. This isn't just what you do for February. So take care of yourself physically and make sure that you are being active, because we see those horses, right? We drive by those properties that have horses that are, corralled up. That breaks the spirit of the horse. Get your horse out there and let it express itself. And if you feel like skipping, I know somebody who skips who has, I think, a double horse in her chart actually. Go skipping, go running, do something big. A horse is capable of doing that. The next animal is the sheep or the goat. Okay, this is a little bit similar to the rabbit and the ox energy that we're going to bring in here. The sheep likes to do things together. Join a class, right? You're going to be more motivated if you're in an aerobics type class, or, running together with your friends on the treadmill, or walking as a group, because the sheep is that collective energy. So think of how maybe it's something your whole family does together, that's bringing everybody together to do something. And then because a goat has a tendency and is known for eating anything, try to stick to a more life food diet, greens, nuts, seeds, fruits and vegetables, that kind of thing in your diet to settle, because there's some nervous energy in this in the stomach, and sheep have a tendency to harbor issues in their stomach. So if you need to look into probiotics or digestive enzymes, drinking lots of water, do that. This is the only animal I'm going to add a little extra bit on. This year, during the ox year, because the ox and the sheep do things differently, the ox is going to work out alone. The sheep works better in a group. So you need to be even more diligent about your diet and about your physical health this year. Get something in place. Find your herd. Find your tribe of people that, oh my gosh, we laugh our butts off when we're working out or when we go on hikes. Find a meetup group that does hiking or bowling or something. Just do something as a group. The next animal is the monkey. The monkey also needs to play. So maybe it's being less serious about life and incorporating more play. Maybe it's getting on the floor and wrestling with the kids. Who cares if you've got time? Do it. Do something fun. Go sit on the swing. Go have your kids push you on the swing. Be more silly and playful in the things that you're doing. And get curious. Try a new class. Try something out that you've never tried before. Monkeys are curious about things, and they're quick learners, and you're going to jump right in and catch right on. So do something like that and just just go over the top and invite other people into your space and being goofy with you. The next is the rooster. The rooster is another animal that likes to live up here more of an intellectual type, less physical. It's not going to hurt you to be physical, though. It's not going to be hurt you to get out and see the world. So what I encourage you to do is to go places that you don't normally go. That is going to expand the reach of the rooster, because the rooster's reach isn't very big. He's not a big flyer. He can't fly long distances and see the world. So get in the car, get on a bike, take a bus. Well, maybe not right now. Go somewhere and explore the city, explore the town, go hiking in a new canyon, go, rafting on a new river. Do something that is physical, but it's outside of your comfort zone. Okay? Do something different. It doesn't have to be silly like the monkey, but I highly recommend that it's something outside of your community so that you can see what other people do and pop into other people and see what different cultures and different parts of the country and the world are doing. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, just enough to get gas and drive to another town that, I never really been there before. The next animal is the dog. And this dog, in this pillar, he's an anxious creature. And if he's sitting around not doing much, we've seen pictures on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter of what destructive type creatures dogs can be when they get bored, right? They start chewing furniture, they're into the plants, they're into the garbage, because they have this pent-up energy and it needs to come out. So, what do? Walk the dog. If you have a dog in this pillar, you should be walking. And I'll bet you're going to really know. It's like, gosh, I haven't walked in a few days. I need to get walking. Doesn't matter how cold it is. Bundle up, get out there, just get some fresh air. Even if the walk isn't as long, or maybe you need to go to the mall and walk, or to a rec center, put on your mask and just walk. It doesn't need to be running, because we're not all border collies. Some of us are just, it's like little dogs, or, dogs that's like, I'm just happy to be outside kind of dog. So be active. Walk the dog so that anxiety doesn't manifest in your body and you're putting on weight, or you're getting hip issues, or, ear issues. Because when you walk and do all of this exercise, it releases the toxins. Okay, that's what we want to do. Then the last animal is the pig. Probably out of all of them, not the most active, right? We know the pig has a tendency to be a bit lazy. However, I do know of pig energy. It's an indulgent creature. It kind of has a tough time with extremes. So, if this is you in this pillar, first of all, I want you to check in. Where am I going too far? Where do I need to say no? Maybe it's, indulging in alcohol or food. It could be the other extreme where it's like maybe you're in the gym 6 or 7 days a week for a couple hours at a time. That can be extreme behavior. So see where your extreme activity and choices, and see if that's, pulling you outside of living a more balanced life. Find something. So if you see an extreme over here, pull it back, or maybe do something on the opposite end to help balance it out. Okay? In pulling back is okay. Again, I would be very careful with, what you're eating. Pigs, a lot of stuff manifests in their stomach, their digestive system. So be careful, maybe you need to do a juice cleanse, from the local juice shop, or juice some celery. That's the thing now. Or taking, just eating smoothies and that kind of thing. So think health conscious. Don't go to the extreme with it, but find a balance and maybe replace it with some of the choices that you're making. Hopefully this is helpful. Go to that animal, and I know you, and also use what you know about the animal. And see, it's like, gosh, see yourself in those animals. If you need to go to YouTube and type in, pig or tiger or horse, Google videos and watch their behavior and think about what they're eating and look at that animal and say, what makes them happy? Are they happy when they're just standing around? Some animals might be. Are they happy when they're running? Are they happy when they're with other people? Are they happy when they're alone? Look at that animal and say, what would make this animal happy? What would be their best life? Because that's you, your physical body. So let me know how this goes. I'd love to hear back from you. Send me a picture of what you're doing or a change that you've made. It's important to tap into this now. We're going through a lot of physical stuff. I get it, mental, emotional, and on a soul level, and all of that as well. But our bodies take the toll if we don't address it, and if we don't honor our bodies and thank our bodies and give our bodies the time and the good nutrition that it needs. Because we want to keep growing, right? We want to keep expanding and growing our business and getting better, be better parents and better friends and all of that. Our bodies are working their tails off to keep up with us. So let's recalibrate, connect in with our bodies, give some thanks every day, look at your body in the mirror every day, and just say thank you for, no matter what I do to you, you're always here for me and I thank you. And I know some days it's rough, but we're gonna change that. Because you got support, you got me. I'm here to help you. So let me know how it goes. I'm a dog, I'm going for a walk. It's been a while, I'm not a cold person, and it's kind of snowy, rainy today. I need to go for a walk. And so that's what I'm going to do and honor my dog body. and because I don't feel good. And I know that me not getting outside and being physically active, I'm not moving forward. I'm creating more stagnation by sitting in the house. And I know better. And so let's just be honest. I love you all, and happy exercising, activity, whatever you're going to be doing, eating and all of that. And let me know how it goes.